Well, last but not least, Javier Surask of Cepei, I'm happy to turn the floor over to you.
Thank you, Madam Moderator. Excellencies and participants, as you know, due to time restrictions, it is impossible to refer to every Secretary General recommendation related to accelerating the SDGs through sustainable financing and building trust. In my presentation, I will frame the issue and I will focus on some OCA's recommendations suggesting possible concrete actions to be taken. The OCA report is part of an ecosystem of efforts to bring promises into reality. In my view, it presents two umbrella ideas. First, every action points out to renew multilateralism, providing concrete tools for action. Second, the renewed multilateralism should be an inclusive one. Edin Dopu, the Secretary General SDG advocate, said in a previous meeting that leadership is too important to be left up to leaders. Now, I said that multilateralism is too important to be left up only to states. An inclusive and action-oriented multilateralism relies on mutual trust, and trust requires dialogue and delivering on made commitments. There is no dialogue when consultations are just another line in the things to do before adopting a decision list. To meet people in a room is different than establishing a dialogue, which requires that every part recognize the others as equals despite differences. Conducting envisioning the future dialogues led by governments, as the SG suggests in the OCI paragraph 26, is then critical to build an inclusive multilateralism. That is why those meetings should be institutionalized and made mandatory at different levels: national, regional, and global. The Regional Sustainable Development Forums and the HLPF would host sessions on envisioning the future. The HLPF would do it at least when it meets under the auspices of the General Assembly. The global and regional envisioning the future meetings would take place in advance to the forums to provide inputs to their debates. Likewise, although OCA's paragraph 112 calls to support the UNCTs, it would be a mistake not to provide equal attention to the regional level, where RCPs, regional IBCs, and knowledge platforms have become operational as part of the unfolding UNDS reform process. On financing, economists care about trust because its absence leads to lower profits, while its presence facilitates activities adding financial value. That's why paragraph 75 of the OCA on the need of stronger global cooperation to promote financial integrity is key. And in that sense, the 2019 funding compact should be a reference for any funding discussion at the UN. Making IFIs more accountable is imperative. In times of global crisis, the IMF could not continue acting like the Roman god Pluto, the giver of wealth and the underworld ruler. The proposal for a biennial summit in paragraph 73 is not required, as the existing FFD process is already mandated to address global systemic financial challenges and therefore should be strengthened rather than duplicated. To take advantage of the existing processes, I invite you to consider the Albright-Gambary Commission proposal to establish a G20 plus aimed at accelerating post-global crisis recovery through enhanced coordination between G20 members, the UN system, Bretton Woods institutions, and related bodies. Finally, let me quote Ellen Sirleaf, recently appointed as co-chair of the high-level advisory panel on the OCA report. She said, "If your dreams do not scare you, they are not big enough." The OCA report invites us to find concrete ways to bring our big dreams into reality. As humanity faces a stark and urgent choice, a breakdown or a breakthrough, the OCA is a breakthrough plan. And now the alternative is inaction or inaction. I thank you.
Well, thank you very much. That was a wonderful way to conclude our first set of remarks. And I love the invocation to dream big and to dream brave. I think we all recognize that's required at this moment in human history and our thinking about our collective futures. Well, we are now going to turn the floor to the floor and open the mic for questions, comments, reflections from member state and observer delegations,